seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining, and they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Ervin. Ervin and Curry, one-on-one. Ervin puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan. Stacks on Stacks. Last joined my boy, Mr. Swervin Ervin Washington. Yes, sir. How we doing tonight, Irv?
Doing good. Can't complain. Watched some summer league. Good baseball today. Got some soccer tomorrow. Go USA. Got to beat Blaine Canada. So good sports Friday.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, and decent Friday. I think I basically broke even thanks to the fucking dog shit Padres and the Rays that couldn't fucking hit all of a sudden, which is we knew the regression was coming for the Rays, right?
Yeah. Injuries, and that lineup wasn't gonna stay hot like that the whole year.
Dude, they only gave up 2 hits today and they lose the
I know
game,
that sucks. So good thing for the Rays though. The rest of that division is struggling pretty good too.
Don't look now, man. The Orioles are only 3 games. I think they're only 2.5 back of first place now.
Outside of the Orioles, but the rest of that division is pretty much dog shit, so they'll be all right.
I think they're only the Orioles are, dude, they're only 3 games back of first place, Irv.
Nice.
In the loss column, so I guess 3.5 total. I guess we would say. Orioles getting hot, man.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens there, but man, what a day in baseball. Obviously, the Padres and Mets are playing a big series because both teams are, we talked about this last week, right? They're 2 of the biggest underperforming teams in our opinion, up there with the Cardinals, and both of them are they're both 8 games back after the night of the last wild card spot. So basically, the loser of this series here is really, really tough, in a tough position to make the playoffs. Not that they already aren't. And the Mets are winners of, what is it, 4 straight, Irv?
Yep.
Oh, let me get it accurate.
I think it's 4 or 5.
I know. I think the standings that I have aren't updated. Hold on. Technical difficulties over here. Because I always have the same browsers up. Sometimes I forget to refresh them. So pretty sure that yeah, I got it on July 2nd. Why is it on July 2nd? What's the day today? The 7th, right?
The 7th.
Let's see here. Oh my god, this thing. Pretty sure the Mets have won 5 straight.
Yeah, I think it's 5 or 6, honestly.
All right, July 7th. All right, so July 7th. So the Orioles only have 1 more loss than the Rays do. But the Rays have played more games. So they have 5 more wins. So the Orioles are only 2.5 back, or 3.5, 2.5 if my math is incorrect, of the Rays there. The Mets are 6.5 back of the last wild card, and the San Diego Padres are now 7.5 back of the last wild card at 41 and 47. Mets are winners of 6 straight, 7-3 in their last 10. So like I said, this was a big game for the Mets and the Padres coming into this series, because basically the loser of this series is a very long shot to make the playoffs. I mean, because you got the Brewers ahead of you, the Giants ahead of you, now the Mets and Cubs. So, I mean, it would take a massive streak for you to get in if you're the Padres here. So, Padres come into this game. They have a 3-2 lead. Mets tie at 3-3. Ha-Seong Kim, I think it was the bottom of the 8th inning. Or I'm sorry, bottom of the 7th inning. He hits a double, tries to stretch it into a triple, and gets thrown out by like 3 feet, dude. He wasn't even fucking close. And I immediately tweeted out, I was like, bro, if I'm Bob Melvin, I'm benching Ha-Seong Kim, and he probably doesn't see the field till after the All-Star break. Like, that's just inexcusable when you have Soto, Tatis, and Machado coming up after you. And at the time, there was only 1 out, right? Very next batter, Juan Soto hits a double. So even if he stayed at second base, easy run, 4-3, chances of the Padres winning that game, a lot higher probability than what it was, right? But that's not what happened. And then, so the next inning, Rougned Odor comes out to play second base, and the Padres broadcasting booth is like, "Oh, Ha-Seong Kim must be hurt." No, he's not hurt, dude. He got benched. And that was the right decision by Bob Melvin, dude. Like, before we came on air, you said the right thing, dude. That sends a message to the rest of the locker room. Like, AK in our group chat, he's like, oh, he was trying to make a winning play. In my opinion, that's not a winning play, dude. That's trying to play hero. Bro,
that's playing hero ball.
You got your 3 best hitters coming up after you. Why wasting out, dude?
With 1 out.
To take an extra 90 feet. What's the point? You're already in scoring position. Why do you need to move up 90 extra feet?
It was no point.
So it goes into extras, and the Padres give up 4 runs in the top of the 10th. The Padres are now 0-8 in extra inning games. 0-8. They don't have a single win when it gets to extra innings.
Man, who was like that in the NFL last year?
I don't know. But the Vikings were like the reverse of that. They won every close game.
They always were.
So
what was the Raiders? The Raiders and the Broncos, right? We both lost a bunch of games by 1 score or less.
Yeah. And so positive regression should be coming for the Padres in that sense, but man, Yeah,
they can't be throwing games away like this, because especially how bad the bottom of that lineup is, and they produced tonight. So a night like tonight, they had to get the W.
They didn't score a run from the 2nd inning until the 10th inning when Manny Machado hit a useless 2-run homer that got him within 2 runs. But, another thing is, like, Juan Soto's up in the bottom of the 9th, and, he usually doesn't swing at, like, bad pitches, and, like, he swung at 2 bad pitches and ended up grounding out to shortstop.
I think he was trying to make up for earlier mistakes by his teammates. You could tell when the team starts pressing, they start doing stuff out of character. So,
no, I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, you have to at that point. But Ha-Seong Kim, man, just inexcusable base running, dude. And
that was terrible.
Bob Melvin, maybe he sits him down tonight and is like, he understands his mistake and he goes out there and is able to kind of redeem himself. But, bro, he really cost his team in a very important game. Like, this wasn't just game 88 of the year. Like, this isn't a very important series. Like, the winner of this series has a good chance of making the playoffs, and the loser of the series has a very high probability of missing the playoffs. That's how important this series is right now.
I agree.
So that's where they're at. Let's move over to the AL real quick. Angels lose their 4th straight today. They're 2-8 in their last 10. 45-45 on the year. Trout likely done for the year. Broke his hamstring bone. I called that too, or if I said it right when it happened, I was like, bro, that fool's out for a while.
Yeah.
Rendon hurt again. Shocker, I know. Brandon Drury's hurt. This is just a team, bro, that at this point, if you're the Angels, 45-45, you are 4.5 games out of a wild card spot. If you're Artie Moreno and the Angels management, do you entertain trading Soto at this point? Because it's pretty well documented. If they're not competitive, he doesn't want to be there. And he's already shown frustration visually.
Right? Yeah, slamming the bat, dropping the helmet and walking off. I Any owner worth his salt would trade him, but do we have faith that Artie Moreno makes a sound, positive decision to trade Shohei and not let a player a caliber of a player we haven't seen since Babe Ruth? And I don't think any of us, or somebody somewhere might be tuning in, might be old enough to have seen Babe
Anybody
Ruth play.
that's seen Babe Ruth play is A, asleep, and B, they definitely don't know how to use a computer probably.
Oh man. So do you let the modern day Babe Ruth walk for free? Or you get a haul that jumpstart your rebuild? Because at the end of the day, I know it sucks and Angel fans might not want to hear this. They want to hold out hope that they're contenders and they can make something happen, but it's just not working. You got two generational talents. They've been teammates for going on 5 years now, and you can't sniff a postseason, whether it be injury, being healthy, pitching, whatever it is, you just don't have it. And now you're just wasting the prime of two generational players that we might.
They probably already wasted Mike Trout's prime. We might not ever see that Mike Trout ever again.
Yeah, that's true, because the injuries are starting to mount up, and you can tell that the team around him isn't getting any better. So if he can't carry a team like he used to, if he falls off one notch, which will still make him an all-time great player, they have really no shot at the postseason. Because even with Shohei being who he is, being pretty much the runaway MVP right now in the American League, like who comes close to him for the MVP right now? Probably nobody.
Nobody.
So I don't know. If Artie Moreno is smart, he would trade Shohei because he's going to get a complete haul. We're talking prospects, major league ready players, quality major league starters as well. Probably at least two of them, along with at least 4 or 5 of anybody's top prospects to get a Shohei Ohtani and try to convince him not to test free agency.
The only thing with all that, Irv, is like I only think like 3 teams would honestly be willing to entertain, and not only 3 teams. All right, so first of all, I don't think the Angels would trade Shohei to the Mariners or the Rangers or the Astros within the division. So I immediately take them out, right? I don't think he's willing to trade him to the Crosstown Dodgers, so I take them out. So that leaves you only the Giants, the Mets, the Yankees, the Braves, the Rays. But that's not a Rays type move, so I already take them out. So I think it's like they don't have a lot to work with, dude. Like they don't have many tradable partners, you know what I mean? Plus,
yeah, unless they trade him to somebody like you said that you wouldn't think they would trade him to, but I don't know, man. Honestly, no matter what with Shohei, you just got to take the best deal available. Same the thing the Nationals did with Juan Soto. I understand he probably wanted to be on a contender, and a contender did trade for him, and they gave up a pretty damn good haul. But at the end of the day, I understand you might not want to trade him to the Dodgers. You definitely don't want to trade him within your division. That's probably won't happen. I think it's a higher chance he trades him to the Dodgers than he would than he would inside his own division, because then that would just be catastrophic. Angel fans would probably fucking start trying to burn the stadium down. But I don't know, man. I just think being the type of owner that he is, I wouldn't even be surprised if he didn't trade Shohei, honestly.
oh yeah, I wouldn't either, because Shohei still puts butts in the seats.
Yeah, he's going to bring him pretty much. And then the dude had the team up for sale the whole offseason, and then changed his mind at the last minute and said he's not going to sell the team anymore. So
Yeah.
I just think the Angels you don't see baseball owners getting forced out, but we got to come up with some type of rule, man. These dudes just can't keep owning these teams and just continue to be dog shit and not try to be competitive. But at the end of the day, there are owners. You probably got to do some Donald Sterling shit to get your team taken away from you, or be accused of some crazy type shit to have your team taken away. So I don't see him selling if he just backed out of a sale. So honestly, I just think Shohei is going to play the rest of the season, win another MVP, and he's going to have his pick of the litter in free agency because I don't think Artie Moreno and the Angels front office is even inept enough to make a trade for Shohei because you've seen what they've done with Trout and Shohei. They wasn't able to bring. I don't know. They probably put Mike Trout on a trance to get him to sign that 430 million. But I think within the next couple of years, being in all honesty, if he's still the owner of this team, he has to trade. Well, he's going to lose Shohei probably for nothing, but he's going to have to start entertaining trading Mike Trout as well.
I think the thing with I don't even know if Mike Trout's tradable. That contract is a big contract, dude.
Yeah, that is a huge contract,
and he can't stay healthy. I think when it comes to Shohei, like I agree with you in the sense that like Artie Moreno probably doesn't want to trade him, but I think that there's gonna be people in his ears that's like, hey man, like he's walking at the end of the year, bro. Like if you let him walk for nothing, you're literally setting your franchise back decades, and you already took him off the market to sell, right? Now you're just devaluing the franchise. So like trade him now, get something for him before he walks, and move on, dude, because at the end of the day, like you can try to convince him to come back in the offseason.
That's not happening.
It probably isn't, but he's already said like I want to play for a team that contends, dude. And the Angels haven't been in near contention since he's been there. That team is it's cursed, dude. That team is fucking cursed.
Yeah, the Rally Monkey won your World Series. What did it cost? Everything.
Everything, man. So do I think Shohei gets traded? I don't know. I'd probably put it at like a 50-50 right now, maybe 30-70.
I put it at 25-75 that he don't get traded because I just think Artie Moreno is just a dipshit owner. It's just to the point where it's not even it's not even fun to make fun of them anymore. Like we'll shoot our jokes and it might be a little laughter, but at the end of the day, what do we really expect Artie Moreno to do? Same thing he's been doing.
Yeah.
Sitting back, collecting checks, and that's what he's going to continue to do.
It's true.
Somehow, some way, they got Shohei to sign with him, but I don't think they're going to be able to keep him at all. Now, they could have made the playoffs, even if they would have got swept here and there, contended for the division maybe year in and year out, then they have a way better shot at keeping him because then, you just need to add certain pieces. Trout just needs to stay healthy, and then you can build on something. But no matter who they sign, no matter who they bring up, no matter how bright a prospect might look for a couple of weeks, it just never lasts. This team, man, these motherfuckers is like the Raiders of baseball.
Basically, yeah. I mean, just they haven't been ran very well for like 2 decades, dude.
Yeah, at all. And where they really fucked up at is when they fired Mike Scioscia.
I mean, they fucked up long before that. Mike Scioscia was just kind of the scapegoat.
Yeah, he was the scapegoat, but I'm just saying. And then giving out those big ass where they really fucked up was giving Albert Pujols all that money so he wouldn't be a Dodger. That's where they really fucked up.
Pujols, what's his name?
Josh Hamilton,
Justin Upton, dude. I mean, just a ton of fucking dog shit moves.
Then that one what pitcher they signed to get that one pitcher, that big ass deal, and he was just completely Jared Weaver.
Yeah, they gave Jared Weaver a big contract. I mean, that's a thing. That's why I always say, like, dude, you can't just buy baseball teams, dude. You can't buy winning teams. And look at Steve Cohen this year, dude. He spent like $500 million last year in free agency. His team is fucking 7.5 back of a fucking wild card, 6.5 back, whatever it is. Like, dude, you can't just buy a team, bro. You have to like build it, So, food for thought there. All right, let's look at some games for tomorrow. Let's handicap some games. So the first game we got is the Reds and Brewers. Currently, right now, the Brewers, I think, are minus 140. I hate how covers change their fucking whole website, dude. They really fucking did a disservice to everyone that uses it. All right, so Milwaukee about $1.40 favorite right now. You can find them as low as $1.20, or $1.25, $1.30, depending on where you shop. The total is at 9.5. We got Colin Ray, who has a 4.4 ERA, 5-4 on his record, 1.19 WHIP, going against Luke Weaver, who's 6.72 ERA, 2-2 on the year, 1.59 WHIP. The Brewers did win tonight 7-3. They continue their domination over Cincinnati. They're 8-2 in their last 10 against Cincy. What's your thoughts on this game here?
What it all depends on what Colin Ray shows up. He is a right-hander. If he's not locating his stuff and actually getting guys out, then I think the Phillies can actually, the Reds could actually tee off on him, because I think they kill right-handed pitching. So, and they have a left-handed dominant lineup, especially with Joey Votto back. I know Spencer Steer and Tyler Stevenson can rake every now and then, but a lot of their damage comes from the left-hand side of the plate, and their shit. I'm gonna just say it, man. That dude's gonna be a superstar. In my book, he already is. Elliott's gonna be a problem for the years to come. So I think I kind of lean the over, because the Reds, their bullpen is good, but their starting pitching, man, is just it's not sustainable, in my opinion, for them to actually win this division, because they gotta score damn near 8 to 10 runs a game just to have a shot at winning. So that doesn't help. No matter how hot your office is, they're not gonna stay that hot. So but tomorrow, the Brewers have been good at home too. Outside of that, I think, did they lose two? They lost 2, or they lost 3 to the Cubs.
They lost 2 of 3. But I mean, like, you got to keep in mind that series for the Cubs was basically like do or die.
That was their season. So, Luke Weaver on the mound. Both of these dudes give up a lot of runs, man. Honestly, I think that over might be the play, 9.5, but no matter how taxed Cincinnati's bullpen is, they're just gonna keep throwing these guys out there. So we don't even gotta factor that in. They lost 7-3 today. I think most of the high leverage guys gonna be available tomorrow. They threw Abbott, Law, Cruz, Young, and Santillan today. So
but I mean, like, they really only have like 2 good relievers. That's Farmer and Diaz. And Diaz has kind of been susceptible lately, because I feel like he's kind of getting fatigued, dude. Yeah,
he definitely got to have some type of fatigue setting. Even to be a rookie, pitching all those innings is pretty. I'm pretty sure it's catching up to him.
And like, I don't know, dude. I feel like, Cincinnati's due for regression, dude. Like, they have a bunch of rookies that have been raking. But, like, we've kind of seen them coming back to earth the last few series. Like, I know they beat the Nationals, dude. But, like, the Nationals probably should have won 2 of those games. Like, it took, a rain out in the 3rd game. Mackenzie Gore gets sat down. He doesn't get to pitch the rest of the game. And the Reds barely win that game. The game when, what's-his-face started? Graham Ashcraft. He starts. Dude, he had bases loaded 3 times, 0 outs, and the Nationals managed to score 0 runs, dude.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time that's happened in baseball.
And it's just insane. And, like, I feel like the Cincinnati Reds they're just due for some regression. And Luke Weaver's trash, bro.
Yeah, Luke Weaver's terrible. He's one of the worst starting pitchers in the majors.
Yeah, like, this dude has a 6.72 ERA, 4.84 xFIP. He has a 4.76 Sierra. He did pitch better against the Nationals, but again, dude, like I've been saying, like, the Nationals, like, at this point, I feel like the Nationals played well for like a period of time, and like they've kind of fallen way back to earth, dude, outside of like a couple dudes in that lineup.
Yeah.
But I mean, he gave up 4 runs in 4 innings against the Orioles. He gave up 3 runs he gave up 5 runs in 3 innings to the Braves. He gave up 5 runs in 5 innings to the Astros. 3 runs in 4 innings to the Royals. 7 runs in 3 innings to the Dodgers. I mean, every start this dude makes, except for the Cardinals, he's giving up runs, dude. And on top of that, in the last 7 days, the Milwaukee Brewers are raking, dude. 110 WRC plus. I mean, they're starting to swing the sticks, dude. So I look at this game and I'm like, man, kind of like the Brewers in this spot. And I also feel like the market is totally they're like overvaluing the Reds at this point. Like everybody takes the Reds every day, and it just, I don't know. It's hard to back Luke Weaver, bro. I don't care how bad Colin Ray is. Colin Ray, 4.4 ERA, 4.56 xFIP. Maybe both these starting pitchers suck. Maybe you're right. Maybe we do just take the over. Maybe that's the easy play. 4.66 Sierra. The Brewers bullpen hasn't been great aside from Devin Williams either. And Devin Williams actually had to come in today in a 7-3 game because, you know, the Brewers bullpen was about to blow it. So
about to blow it.
I'm with you, bro. I think over 9.5 is I think that's a pretty solid. It's hard to say take over in the Brewers, but I mean you might be right. What's the first 5 over? 5.5.
Probably 5.5.
That's too high. Yeah, I mean I'm with you, man. Over 9.5 might actually be the play. I lean Brewers too, but minus 140 backing Colin Ray. I don't know if I'm down with that.
I'm not doing that.
But I mean, like, dude, I think the Reds are good. I think they're a great team, bro. I just think that they're overvalued at this point, and I think they're due for regression as an offense. It's coming. You know, they only have a 98 WRC plus. Like, it's coming. So
yeah, I think outside of Ellie, Spencer Steer.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is like Ellie, Spencer Steer, and Matt McClain, they're all 3 rookies, and they're their 3 best players.
Exactly. You know, Joey Votto is missing consistency. He's always going to,
He's old as fuck, dude.
Yeah, he's old, but, he can still get the job done at the plate. Tyler Stevenson is hit or miss. But, man, I don't see how this offense just can keep scoring at the rate that they're scoring.
Yeah, exactly. And their bullpen, and their pitching staff giving up as many runs as they give up. It's unsustainable the way they play. It's just absolutely unsustainable.
Yeah, if this was MLB The Show, that'd be good, but.
So, I don't know. I don't really have a play on the side, but I'm with you. Like, if I'm gonna play anything in this game, it's gonna be the over 9.5 for sure.
Yeah, it's the over for me for sure.
All right, let's move on to our next game. We got the Philadelphia Phillies against the Miami Marlins. We have Ranger Suarez versus Braxton Garrett. The Miami Marlins they actually lost today, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, Philly came back and won 4-3.
Phillies came back and won.
So Philly stays hot, man. One of the hottest teams in all of baseball, bro. They're winners of their last 4. I think they're like, I don't even know what they are in their last 10, but they're like 7-3 in their last 10. They're on an absolute tear. But we got Ranger Suarez on the hill for the Phillies, 3.67 ERA, 2-3 on the year, 1.26 WHIP. He'll be opposing Braxton Garrett, who's 3.61 ERA, 4-2 on the year, 1.13 WHIP. What's your thoughts here, Irv?
No, man. This Marlins team, they can pitch with the best of them. It's just those bats are just too outside of. If Arias could hit more doubles and he's not a homer, he's not a power hitter. So if he could hit more, if he had more extra base hits, then his lineup would be more deadly. And then our boy Jazz just can't stay healthy, man. It's like every time he goes out, this offense just struggles to score 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
4 runs max. So I think until he can stay healthy, this offense is just going to be hit or miss. They're going to have their good days. They're going to have their bad days. But Honestly, it's going to always come down to the pitching and their bullpen to keep them in games if the offense continues to sputter because you got a dude hitting almost 400, but their offense probably is averaging, what, 4 runs a game, maybe?
Nah, the Marlins have been good offensively this year.
Yeah, but they can't, like, when they're facing teams like the Phillies or the Braves, for some reason, they just can't score enough runs to stay in games. And even today, they took a 3-0 lead. I think they took that lead and it's like the bottom of the 6th, bottom of the 7th, and lost it.
Yep. I mean, against good teams though, you can't just rely on winning 3-0 games. That's a tough.
Exactly.
Thing.
That's what I'm saying. So you got to be able to come up with timely hits. Insurance runs always help.
But
it's just
on the flip side though, Miami is 4th in WRC plus against left-handed pitching. 121, 139 ISO. Philadelphia, on the other hand, they don't hit left-handed pitching very well. They're 21st, 97 WRC plus against left-handed pitching.
that could be the lean. You could lean Miami versus that left-handed pitching, or you could take the first 5 under. I probably like the first 5 under, but damn. But if Suarez can be susceptible to give up bombs and multiple runs in an inning, so.
Suarez has been better of late.
Yeah, he's been better lately because he started off terrible. He was like Carlos Carrasco, like a left-handed Carlos Carrasco down there. But I think it's a good spot for the Marlins to bounce back because they should have won today. It's just the bullpen let them down again.
It's a definite bounce back spot. Philly's been playing really well, but I mean I think they're definitely due in like Bryce Harper has like a 67 WRC plus against left-handed hitting. Trey Turner not hitting lefties well this year. Josh Harrison not hitting lefties well this year.
Trey Turner ain't hitting nobody too well this year.
That's true. And Braxton Garrett, dude, he's been hella good. You know, outside of his 2 starts against the Braves, I mean, he's been phenomenal.
Yeah, you can't hold that against. Man, the Braves could shell prime Randy Johnson right now.
Mm-hmm. That's facts. And he has a 3.61 ERA and a 2.9 xFIP, dude.
Mm.
You know, and Ranger Suarez, he's been good this year too. He's coming off his worst start against Washington, 5.1 innings pitched, 5 ERA. He has a 3.67 ERA, a 3.71 xFIP, and a 3.99 SIERA. So I like the Marlins in this spot. I like them to bounce back. I like them to win. This is like, in my opinion, dude, like they got swept by Atlanta. They lose this game to Philly. Like, I think this is a mental game for them where like they have to go out there and it's like a must-win game. Like, yo, we need to prove we can beat these top teams or else, you know, we're not going to be that good.
Yeah, we're just going to be fighting for a wild card spot.
So at minus, you can get a minus 103 at Circa. I like the Marlins as a dog here. I think the total is a little too low at 7.5. 7.5 is just like unplayable at totals.
Yeah, you can't play 7.5 totals right now. It's just too low.
Because you never know, dude.
The time you get in.
1 inning and your totals.
Exactly.
Total.
Starters not going as long as they're supposed to. Then you got to depend on the bullpens. A lot of variance with bullpen. Any 7.5. I've seen one total like it was a Cubs game. I think they was playing was it the Brewers or the Marlins or was it I think it was either the Brewers, the Marlins, or the Orioles. The over under was 6.5. That shit went over in the second inning.
Yeah.
So the days of playing the under a 7.5 are few and far between.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I just think 7.5 is just unplayable for a total, dude.
Yeah, any 7.5, you pound that over.
So I like the Marlins in that spot. All right, let's move on to our next game. We got Houston versus Seattle. Seattle coming off 2 dubs against Houston. Is this a Houston bounce back spot here?
It could be. They got their best pitcher, Cy Young candidate on the mound. The only drawback with me when it comes to Framber Valdez being on the mound for the Astros, when he pitches, for some reason, they forget how to hit. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Logan Webb when he pitches for San Francisco. If Logan gives up 2, 3, 4 runs, it's a wrap because his offense just forgets how to hit. 9 times out of 10 when he's on the mound. So that's my only drawback with the Astros. I don't think, have they been swept at home this season?
Very unlikely.
Yeah, I don't think they've been swept at home this season. And Brian Wu is on the mound, right hand.
He's been good.
He's been good. Right hand extraordinaire. Went home, pitched against his hometown Giants. Went 6 innings, only gave up 2 runs. One was I think that home run was a 2-run shot. So outside of that, he pitched damn good.
Yep.
If you look at his last 3 starts combined, he's given up 3 runs and over 16 innings pitched. So that's pretty damn good. So if Houston forgets how to hit tomorrow, I think the Mariners might be able to pull off the sweep in H-Town.
Well, they got to play them on Sunday.
No, they play tomorrow.
I know, but they also have to play them Sunday.
So it's a 4-gamer. I thought it was a 3-game. Oh, I don't know. It's tough to pick against Framer. Usually when he pitches, I know the over is always at 7 or 7.5. So I always just advise people to take the over for the full game because that over-under is just too low. Yes. And Houston's bullpen is terrible, man. So if Framer doesn't go 6-7 innings, even if he does, it's a good chance this game still goes over because once that bullpen comes in, all bets are off.
Well, no, their bullpen's not terrible. It's just, they got Presley, they got Brian Abreu, and that's about it.
Yeah, they got to get to those guys, and those are 2 guys that usually pitch the 8th and the 9th inning. So,
I mean, Framer usually goes deep, dude. He usually goes 6-7 innings.
Yeah, he usually does, but it all depends on how tight the game is and how many pitches he throws because he doesn't always throw a whole bunch of pitches. So
I think this
his last 3 starts he's won 6, 8, and 7 innings, and they won 5-4, they won 4-2, and they lost to the St. Louis on the road 4-2.
I think
this could be a good bounce back spot for Houston, especially with their best pitcher on the mound.
Yeah, I think this is a good bounce back spot for Framer and
because his record does not indicate how good this dude has been pitching at all.
And on top of that, the Mariners haven't been very great against left-handed pitching this season.
Yeah.
In their last month and a half, they do have 129 WRC plus against lefties, but only a .94 ISO, dude. So basically all their damage is coming off home runs, and Framer doesn't give up home runs.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Framer. Framer, if you look at his home runs given up, he's given up .60 home runs per 9 innings, dude. So he's given up 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. He's given up 7 home runs in 105 innings.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, he don't give up bombs, so I like the Astros to bounce back tomorrow. I think that Mariners blew them the fuck out of the water today. They won 6-1 or 5-1 on Saturday, so they're 15-2 right now. I think the Astros gotta look themselves in the mirror, dude, because this is a team that's fighting for a division title, and it's a team that has a World Series experience. So I do think the Mariners are playing a lot better ball, and I think Brian Woo's great, dude.
Yeah,
I think he's a great pitcher. Shout out to Cal Poly Mustangs, but at the same time, dude, I think that Framer gets it done tomorrow. And this is what aces do, man. They get their teams back on track every 5th day. You know what I mean? So he's gonna give his team a chance to win, and I think he bounces back. And I like the Astros tomorrow to win this game. I like two games tomorrow. I like the Astros and I like the Marlins. I think both those teams win.
Nice.
We like that.
Let's go, y'all.
All right, Irv, what's your best bets tomorrow?
My best bet is definitely I'll take that over
The 9.5.
for Brewers and the Reds.
All right.
And I know the over under is 7.5 for the Mariners and the Astros, but like you said, Kramer is an ace, bona fide, and when you're struggling, a pitcher like that gets you back on track. So I'll take the Astros money line tomorrow as well.
All right. So I already said my two best bets. I'm going Marlins minus 103. Give me the fish. Bounce back, and then we're going Astros minus $1.31 on the money line. I like them both. Astros gotta bounce back, man. Can't be losing 3 in a row to the fucking Mariners. The fuck is going on? Thank you everybody for joining us. Sorry we came on late. We had to watch the end of that fucking stupid ass Padres game. Make sure to go to Devour.com or download the Devour app straight to your mobile device. Use promo code TAPROOM for $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. That's craft beer delivered straight to your front door. You don't even have to leave your seat. Make sure to join us on Sunday night. We'll have Big Ball and Ben Larson back from long-term IL. They'll be joining us, and we'll be recapping and going over the weekend sports. So you definitely don't want to miss that. For Swerving Ervin Washington, I'm Jordan Stacks on Stacks, lads. Follow us on Twitter at Swerving Ervin TSP, at Jordan Rules TSP, at Taproom_sports. We'll catch y'all later. Have a blessed weekend. Peace.